He's a professor at the University of California at Irvine and senior water scientist for NASA's Jet Propulsion Laboratory, Jay Famiglietti. Jay, professor, how are you, sir? All right. So, finally, a witness who will tell us expert testimony about this. They call you the Al Gore of water, I hear.
Wow. Wow, that's impressive. Well, you know, it's a bad.
You don't like Al Gore?
No, love him.
Okay.
It is. Look, it's a bad situation.
Yeah. Why isn't there a panic, or at least a sense of urgency? Where's the governor going on TV? What's the plan, man?
Yeah. Well, that's
water.
The point.
It's serious shit, bro.
So you know, the original title for the op-ed that I submitted was "Dude, Where's My Paddle?"
My paddle?
My paddle, like, you know, dude, where's my car? I'm up the creek without a paddle. In fact, the print version of it.
There's no stream to put the boat in.
Right, and so that's what the LA Times ran with, and the print was up a dry creek, right? And so that was sort of the theme. But, you know, here's the thing. The drought situation is much worse than I think is generally perceived. And this may be why we're not getting the public response that we want. We use NASA data to look at how the total amount of water storage, the total together. So
yes, show that chart we have, that picture. Look at this.
Right, so.
It's green and now it's red. Now, Doc, I'm not a scientist,
red is bad.
Red is bad.
Red is bad.
That's what I know, red is bad. Is that the water below the surface?
A lot of science is based on that.
Right.
Red is bad. That's the water. That's the water below the surface. And so what's happening in California? You know, our water system sort of works like this. We have snow and rain.
No, we don't.
That are like the income, right? They're like the income, right? Our reservoirs are like the checking account, right? And then the groundwater is like a long-term reserve.
Right.
So we have no income right now.
Right.
The checking account, the reservoirs are running out.
That's
right. They're only going to hold. They're only for short term, like a real checking account. They're only for short-term storage, and so we're hitting that groundwater really, really hard, and it's disappearing really, really rapidly.
I understand some places the ground sinks because we take.
That's right, and that's subsiding. It's like letting the air out of a bicycle or a car tire. But it deflates.
Isn't the answer we just have to not grow so much because most of the water gets taken by agriculture?
Eat, and you had
but we don't
eat some food in your.
Yeah, but we don't have to eat almonds.
No, right.
You know,
and
almonds I hear take 10% of the water.
Right.
Like it takes 1 gallon of water to grow a single almond.
Right.
I mean, I like almonds, but you know, sometimes you got to take one for the team.
Right.
I mean, what's what can you not live without? Water or almonds? I can live without almonds.
I hear you, but you know, almond milk is cool. No, so we grow. There's a big shift in the Central Valley, and this is a problem. And the shift is from the annual crops to the perennial crops, to the orchard crops, the nut trees and the vineyards, and they're really sucking the valley
grass.
dry.
People,
grass
you know,
crazy. So grass is like the biggest crop in the country.
I put in fake grass.
Good for you.
It's fine.
But you know, there are homeowners.
There's nothing wrong with fake grass.
There are homeowners associations that won't let you do that, and that's crazy.
What?
It's true.
They won't let you.
They will not let you put in fake grass.
Oh, that's so fucked.
So, I hear you.
Yeah, okay. Yeah. So what about fracking? You know, I mean, the governor of New York had the balls to say, you know, no fracking. We're not going to do it here. Fracking takes an incredible amount of water, right?
It does. That's right. And so there's major...
And they're considering it.
There's major water issues that are associated with fracking, and they're not getting the attention. They're not getting the, you know, the environmental impacts, especially on the water side, are not getting, like, you know, they're not getting costed properly. So when we look at the benefits and the costs, we're not taking the water stuff into account. So we've got the contamination, right, the potential release of the fracking, the very toxic fracking fluids out into the environment through the wells and into the reservoir rock itself, the storage of the fracking fluids on the surface, the contamination of wells within, say, a 1 kilometer radius, the microseismicity, and the huge amount, like you said, the huge amount of water that's required to do the fracking. So those are all things that have to be properly properly costed, so that when you do the pros and cons and you look at the benefits and the costs, the environmental costs have to be properly
What about the
evaluated.
people who ask about desalination? You hear that a lot.
Yeah,
like,
yeah, yeah.
right?
So
Well,
no,
I mean, they
desal is
seem to
cool.
be. It doesn't seem. It doesn't seem like that would be harder than a lot
Desal
of other
people are gonna
things
love me for saying that.
we
Yeah.
do.
Yeah.
You
No,
know, just
desal
take salt
is-
out of water.
Right, right. And so, you know, it's not crazy. The issue is that it's expensive, right?
Okay.
And so to produce the water at this point in time takes.
But it can't be more expensive than bottled water is already.
Yeah.
I mean, Nestle's
Right.
takes the water
They-
out of the
they
ground
do,
for
they do.
free,
They get it for
puts it in a
free.
bottle, and
That's right.
sells it back to us.
That's right. That's our crazy water law right there. They have the right to do it. The rights have been in place for over 100 years, and it's crazy.
Isn't it also about how little water you're actually able to get from desalination?
Yeah,
in terms
yeah.
of what the
So
need
right,
is
the
here?
desal. So the desal stuff. That's right. I mean, it takes a lot of energy. It's very expensive, and then you're left with the brine, and you have to do something with that brine. And it's also the salt.
The salt,
right?
yeah. What? Sell it as salt.
Right. You could, and no, that's right.
Put it on fucking almonds.
No.